So what do you, I'm going to continue to write this on the board because you guys are going to be doing some small group discussions about it. But what do you think off the top of your head, like what that means? That he wrote these characters not something out of his head, but he wrote from pure instinct. Do you guys know what your instincts are? Yeah. What the five senses are? Start there.
Sight, smell, hearing, and what was
touch.
It's
taste,
sight, smell, hearing,
Sight, smell, hearing, touch, taste,
yeah. Sight, smell, hearing.
And then, I know with drama we talk about intuition. We do a lot of improv games with using the intuition. Some people consider the intuition the sixth sense. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, the sixth sense is instincts, or what you feel's gonna happen, like right about now.
Right. Okay. So when he says that he did it to understand the dog heroes of mine were not directed by abstract reasoning, but by instinct, sensation, senses, and emotion. He's like, and by simple reasoning. What do you think? Do you know what you think that statement means? And it's okay. You don't have to answer out loud. I actually am going to do a motivational exercise right now to help you guys understand. Okay. So can I get 3 volunteers? I'm going to try another there. Nick. Cool. I need 2 more. 2 more? Want me to pick?
Yeah.
Actually, Nick, you can't be on. I'm sorry, on camera. Okay, so Sydney, you'd be perfect. Elena, give you one. Thanks, and Alex. So, these are bandanas. Do you guys know how to hold a bandana to make a blindfold? Like a triangle. Let me show you. Like this, and just kind of roll it up, and you're gonna blindfold yourself. Right now.
Do you want me to help time or?
So you don't have to, Helena, you can go first. That's fine. You guys just get ready to be blindfolded. And when it's your turn, you'll blindfold yourself. Here, why don't you come stand here, Alex? You get started. I'm going to finish running. Just stay there. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do, Helena, is put your hands behind your back. And then kind of turn towards Lisa so I can reach you. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an object in her hand. I'm going to show you what it is. She's not going to know what it is. And Helena, you're going to feel this object and you're going to guess what you think it is by using your senses. Okay. And if you guess what it is right away, that's fine. Don't look at it because I'm going to ask you some more questions. You can use both hands. Don't look at it on your back. Oh. Yeah, you have to keep it there the whole time. What does it feel like?
Like wood.
Like wood? Yeah. What part of it feels like wood?
The whole thing feels like round, soft wood.
So you want to smell in your hand? What does it smell like?
Flowers.
Does wood smell like flowers? What's the shape of it?
It's round, I think.
Is it a sphere-like round circle, or is it a different what kind of round?
It's kind of flat, but still like a circle.
What does your gut instinct tell you that it is?
Maybe an air freshener.
An air freshener? Does the air freshener feel soft like that?
I really don't know.
Can you guess what color it is?
White.
Why do you say white?
Because that's what air freshener is usually on.
Okay, you can look at it. See, it's interesting. I've done this exercise so many times. The air freshener is the first time I've ever heard before. Why Did you ever, in your mind, just curious, did soap ever cross your mind?
No.
Nothing at all. Okay. All right. Okay, so close your eyes. You want to go next?
You're on video.
Okay. Do you want to throw a Kirby on that? Oh, hang on. Is that over your eyes? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Put your hands behind your back. I would get back.
It feels like
But it is an object. It is a type of paper. What do you think it is? Feel the paper. What does that paper feel like?
I don't know. It feels like paper, I guess.
This is interesting because so many times in our lives we use these objects. Soap, you probably use it every day. Maybe does that kind of showing you that maybe how quickly we just glance over things and we're not really paying attention to how things feel and we're maybe taking for granted things like this that we use every day that is so important. What intuitively do you feel right now, Cindy? If you could guess what kind of paper, like what object this is, because it is an object that you'd use every day.
Maybe to write on.
Something to write on? Okay. Can you pull it? Can you stretch it? Can you do any?
I can pull it.
Okay, well you go ahead, look at it.
Take it home with you.
Did you not feel? I'm just curious. I didn't hear like how you were feeling like when you were holding it.
It didn't feel like lined paper, but I knew it was more flexible.
Because money has a distinct kind of feel to it, right?
And rough, kind of.
Okay, last volunteer. So far my intuition exercise isn't going so good. I'm just going to do them.
Can somebody close the blinds? There's
That's okay.
a little bit too much light. Justin,
I think I got
can we
it.
close the blinds, please?
I think there's one. I think Alex is going to get this. It's okay. I got my hair pulled.
No, wrong way.
I have 4 sisters, though.
There. Perfect.
Okay, put your hands behind your back. Okay.
This is an apple.
Okay.
Wow.
What color do you think it is?
I think it's one of those like reddish, yellowish, orangish apples.
Why do you say that?
Because those are my favorite apples.
You know what that feels like?
She's a
Because I eat an
sidekick.
apple every day.
Keeps the doctor away. Okay, Alex, go for it. You won a prize. There you go. It's your favorite apple. So it's interesting because you knew, I mean, there's an apple. She eats an apple every day. So she's obviously, but it's funny because I don't know if you handle money every day. You don't. Okay.
I do.
So you would have known that was me. So, and then soap, I mean, I know it's a bar soap, a lot of people use the pump soap now, but like, these are objects I tried to choose that we would use every day just to see how aware you really are without that sense of sight to feel something and know what something is. And that's what Buck does a lot, right, in his journey, that he's using his senses. I'm going to finish writing this quote on the board, and I want you to, in pairs, so Helena and Ryan and Justin, Cindy, Alex, you guys be a little group, okay? And talk about this quote, and I want you to be prepared to talk to the rest of the class about what you decided as a group what this quote means. And going back to naturalism, something in nature, not just realism. The difference between realism and naturalism is that realism is something real, something realistic, and naturalism goes a little bit one step further with instincts and sensing. Does that make sense? And using nature, natural nature. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to finish writing this on the board and then just discuss in pairs. So Shay and Chandler, and then you three, I guess you're right there, so you can discuss it. And in each group, you're going to pick one person to share with the class what you talked about. Okay, fair enough?
Why do I have to go up? I can't go up because I'm not supposed to.
I should really only hear like academic discussions right now, okay? So, okay, as long as it's going to go up. Okay. This is where you can, Randy, this is where you can go around, okay?
Oh, I was filming the quote.
Okay.
Who can be in the video? I forgot.
These two and the three.
Everyone behind you cannot.
So I'll have to cancel out Shay. Sorry, Shay, I'll have to cancel you out.
We'll leave it at that. Okay, and I underlined the three major points. Talk to Is this to discuss this quote and what you think it means? Jack London said this. So, okay, quotes here. This is what he said in response to why, to why he wrote this. His intention for writing this book. Yes, sir. Thank you. Make connections to the story, you guys. If that helps. You have your book out, just take the chapter that you just read or any parts of the book that stand out to you and connect it to nature. Connect it, if that helps you. Connect it to sensation, emotion, instinct. Find a place and just prepare to discuss that. Does that make sense? You're not going to go up, you're just going to talk.
Like he making books. He reawakens book sites of the mom to me. Smell sights.
Do you have your book with you guys? If it helps you to write it down so you can remember what you want to share, then write it down. Otherwise, you're really just discussing the book and applying naturalism and where you see that in the book.
Can you put an S on dogs who's really
These dog heroes.
Oh, it's dog. I thought you meant these dog.
So the heroes makes it a plural.
Oh, I thought you meant like these dog heroes. These dogs.
Dogs heroes.
Understanding that these dogs. I didn't finish it.
Dog
I just saw dog
heroes.
and
Like there's
hero.
he's calling them all heroes.
You say these heroic dogs.
These dog heroes.
What?
Sure. Yeah.
I think he's saying that
I want this to get done.
he sympathizes with the interests and the emotions. What are we supposed to do? I really don't know.
We're supposed to like talk about that, like talk about natural.
Where do you see in the book, take references from the story, where you see naturalism taking place in the book? And I underline instincts, sensation, and emotion, and apply it, connect it to the animals, connect it to the characters, even the humans, you guys.
And emotion is where John is like.
It's not just the animals.
Yeah, let's put that down. where John, who's really Judd, he's like he's my John. You want me to write it? And you can go up. No, I'm not going to do all the work.
It's really just a few more minutes. I mean, I think that if you're doing the reading, I should really just jump right out at you. You've read a lot so far. I mean, really, I'm just asking for 1 or 2 examples just to share out with the rest of the class.
Here. This word right here.
Great. Does anyone know what this word is? Put it up here.
Oh, we have that for a vocabulary word. Everybody should know it.
I'm not collecting what you discussed, but if you need to write it down so that you remember for you, then do that. Otherwise. Okay, are you about ready? You good? Do you guys want to share first? No. You're the lucky people on camera, so. What's have you? Okay. So, who would like to share first?
I'll zoom in on whoever's sharing first.
Okay. Where did you see an example of naturalism in the story?
When Hale was eating Buck, and because he's when you're reading it, you get kind of feel Buck's emotions, and he was feeling pain at first when the club was hitting him, but then slowly the pain started fading away, and his emotion was he described it as a little flame flickering inside of him, and sometimes it would like flicker on and off.
That's interesting. I was going to. Can I erase this, you think? Or I don't want to erase someone else's. Right. Is that okay? Okay. Maybe I'll use a different color. Something I wanted us to also talk about today was just that, emotions. And I wanted to see if you guys could, you guys know what a Venn diagram is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here are horrible circles, sorry. Here's the similarities here are the differences. So here we got our human instincts, our human emotions, our human sensations, okay, and then reasoning and stuff. And then we have our animal. So Sydney just gave a suggestion that Buck was feeling an emotion. Do you guys think that animals feel emotion?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and humans feel emotion.
Yeah, so it kind of be in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Justin, do you have another example?
Emotion.
No.
No? You guys just had that one that you talked about in your group, or Alex, did you have another one?
It's too tiny.
Okay. Helena and Ryan, will you guys share?
You do one together.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
When I was getting hit with the club, and by the man who wanted him to go with the sled, the other guy got mad at hurting the dog, and he couldn't move. The dog couldn't move, and he felt bad that the dog was being beaten, and he made him stop.
So that's another kind of example of emotion.
Yeah.
Is there an example in the text about where there's instincts? I know in the class discussion the other day we talked about that. Shay, what would you like to say? You don't have to be on camera, but you can talk.
I have one for instinct. When the guy in the red coat was like beating Buck, Buck's instinct where it was to fight back.
Okay. So, what would would you call that? Defense,
Yeah,
self-defense,
self-defense.
and humans and animals feel that?
Well, yeah, if a human gets hit, then they'll want to, if they do it again, they'll want to defend themselves.
Or we've got two similarities, huh?
I found something for I think. When Buck was fighting Spitz, he used his instincts and just relied on those to try and survive on it.
And it's using those survival instincts too,
Yes,
right?
Right.
His survival and fighting.
What are some of the survival instincts?
Finding food.
Food?
Oh, don't ever, like, if you're in a fight, don't ever fall down.
Or turn your back.
Or stand your ground, in other words.
No.
Okay, self-defense, cover 12 rounds of category. Ryan? Okay. And then under food? Separate. Okay. So give a different example?
Well, like when Buck was getting beaten, this for the sensation, he had that numbing. He says he couldn't feel it anymore, so that was kind of like a numbing feeling. And I said that about the numb, so you think that would be under a sensation because that numb is a sensation that you'd like get.
Have you guys gotten to chapter 7 to the call yet, or is that coming up?
Yes, I think we're on chapter 6, so we have to.
Okay, so you're okay. So let's go back to the beginning of the story. What happens? How does he get to the point that he's at now? How does he survive this far?
He learns from the other dogs and duplicates some of them in the same maneuvers.
Okay. So he's intelligent and he learns from the other dogs. Okay.
Quickly.
So what do you call that?
Adaptation.
Okay, he adapts. Humans adapt, animals adapt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there any differences now, you guys? Like, we have a lot of similarities.
The human
Humans can
uses
shoot them.
the human uses the clubs to keep the dogs in order, or brute force.
Force control.
Yes.